are you going so fast tonight? Have you ever stopped beside the road to smell the rose of life? Take a breath now, don't hold it in too long, 'cause you might end up missing out on life's short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live, don't let it go.
Hey everyone, so my daughter is sleeping in the other room, so I'm not going to talk too loud, but basically I wanted to make a video on my breastfeeding experience because I am currently weaning my daughter onto formula. So I thought I would take this time to just talk to you guys kind of about how it was breastfeeding for me. I thought that I would make a video on it because a lot of people's breastfeeding experiences are different. There's a lot of horror stories about breastfeeding, and I feel like because my experience was pretty good overall, I would share it with you guys, and potentially that'll help some mothers feel it out and see if they feel like trying to breastfeed for a little bit or if they just want to go with formula. Anyways, regardless, I do not judge personally. As long as your baby is fed, that is great to me. I do not judge whether you feed your baby formula or breast milk. It is totally the mother's choice, and sometimes they don't have a choice and you have to do one or the other. So really it's based on whatever you feel comfortable with and what you feel like is best for your situation. But this was my experience, so I'm going to share it with you guys right now. Before we get into the video, I just want to say don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and now let's get into the video. So I wrote down some questions myself that I feel like would help guide this talk with you guys, and so I'm going to read those off to you guys now. So the first question is, how long did you strictly breastfeed for? So I strictly breastfed for about 4 months straight. I did a mix of breastfeeding and pumping. What I was doing with that is basically I would pump and feed her through a bottle if I was going somewhere or if I had to leave her with my mom. And I have only breastfed once in public. Now, my experience with breastfeeding in public was really easy. I just used a blanket to cover her up. I did that once in the store because I brought her in the store with me. But that was the only time I breastfed in public, and nothing happened, nothing went wrong. It was perfectly fine. Pumping and breastfeeding was pretty much, for the most part, pretty simple for me. The next question is, why did you stop breastfeeding? So I have a few reasons for that, honestly. That my lifestyle is changing now. I'm about to start college online. Yes, I'm gonna be home with my baby. However, I have like tests that I need to take and all that to prepare for it. And I feel as though starting with formula now and kind of getting her onto formula will just be a lot easier on me in the long run, because pumping and stuff can get tiring. It is a lot of work, and I think that's just the best for my situation. And also my milk supply, I noticed, is starting to go down, and so for personal reasons I feel as though formula feeding is just the best for my lifestyle at this point in time. That was my daughter, and I'm gonna go get her real quick. Okay, so I have my daughter with me now. She's a little fussy, so I'm going to try to kind of speed along this video. But to continue on from where I left off, that is pretty much why I am stopping breastfeeding, like I'm trying to stop breastfeeding. The next question is, how was your experience with strictly breastfeeding / pumping? Okay, so my experience with that overall was very good, honestly. She latched right away. The first time she fed was in the hospital. As soon as I put her on my boob, the nurses, she started eating and there was no pain. Honestly, I would say I only had pain when I would get engorged, which would happen in the beginning when I first was getting milk into my boobs. My milk supply was coming in. And if I could not feed or pump for a while, so like if I was out and she wasn't with me and I didn't have a pump, I would get engorged and that would hurt. Towards the end, she did start to kind of bite the end of my nipple when she was getting close to being done eating, or like she was done eating and she just got bored, you know, and that would kind of hurt. She does not have teeth, but she has gums, and she just squeezed down really hard, so that started to hurt, but besides that, I really never had pain with it. My daughter always loved breastfeeding. It was a way of us bonding. I feel like it was a really good form of comfort for her. She really enjoyed it to like its fullest, and I definitely don't regret breastfeeding. I feel like it was the best thing for my situation. It was free. Besides obviously buying the pump and like the supplies for the pump, it wasn't very costly. The only things I bought for breastfeeding was the pump itself, and the pump that I used was the Malia pump in style advanced breast pump with on-the-go tote. So that's the one that I used. It's somewhere around here, but I'm not gonna grab it. I might do a review on it, but that's iffy. But basically my experience with that pump was that I never really used the double pieces together, if that makes sense. Only like once or twice. Most of the time I just pump one boob and then pump the other. Say hi to the camera, hi! She's looking out the window. But that was pretty much my experience with that. I would mainly just use it as a singular pump, I guess, because it was kind of easier for me to use it that way, considering that I had to like hold the bags I was using too. The suction, the maximum suction of it was very good at first until I started using it frequently, and I noticed it kind of started to slow down some. Like it wasn't as strong as it was in the beginning, but it was still really manageable having it at the level it was. It's just, you know, sometimes it felt like it wasn't sucking hard enough to get a lot of milk out fast. I feel like I got it for a pretty good deal because it was almost $300. It was $298 originally, and I got it for $194 because Walmart workers put it in the wrong spot, I guess, and so it was tagged to be at $194. So that's the price I got it at. I guess I got a deal in that case because I heard a lot of good things about Malia breast pumps and I really wanted to try them out. Overall, I would say how much things I bought for pumping, which I guess goes along with breastfeeding in general, that I feel like are important to have is the Lancino Lanolin ointment. It's for your nipples so they don't feel dry and hurt. It kind of relieves that. I also bought their ice pack because I heard that sometimes your boobs could hurt really bad and that feels good on it. It's like a gel ice pack. I don't know how to explain it, but you just pretty much freeze it, or you could heat it up. And I never have used that yet, but maybe I will eventually, but I didn't really have to use it, but I heard it was good to have as well if you're breastfeeding. Definitely have breast pads if you plan on breastfeeding, and a pump if you plan on trying to go places, and storage bags for your milk or whatever you choose to store it in, and of course bottles. My baby personally is a fan of Dr. Brown bottles, and she did like the Malia bottles. Dr. Brown was the main one that stuck though. My milk supply came in really quickly. It came in about a week into me starting to breastfeed, which is the general time I believe for it to take. Up until then you have colostrum, which is like more yellowish liquid, and it's really helpful. It's pretty much what helps them not get sick, so it gives them like all of the antibodies that they need so they don't get sick. So right now I'm currently weaning her off of breast milk. She is drinking Similac Advanced formula. That's the one she seemed to like the most. I tried Enfamil Gentle Ease, I believe it was, originally, and she wasn't really a fan of the taste of that. So we stopped that and tried Similac. We got, for like a gift before she was born, we got a full box of like different formulas to try, mainly Similac, but Enfamil was in there too, a couple Enfamil things, and that's pretty much how we tried it. So now we'll get that. That's pretty much it for my breastfeeding experience. I wouldn't change a thing. I originally thought I would be breastfeeding her for all the way till a year, but it just didn't work out fully that way, and I personally don't feel like it should be hated on how long you breastfeed your baby. The fact that you tried is like the best thing, and she did get everything she needed from my milk during that time. So she is going to be starting some solids in about 2 months, which is super exciting. Well, maybe like a month and a half now, but that's really exciting. I can't wait. And yeah, she's just a perfect baby, and I think she did really good with breastfeeding. Yeah, look at the camera. Love you. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for how my breastfeeding experience overall went. If you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below and I'll try to answer them. And if there is any questions that you have on me formula feeding her or weaning her and you want me to make a video on that, then feel free to ask in the comments and I'll try to get to that. I have some more videos on the way. I just have not filmed them yet, but I have them written down in my notebook as I tell you guys, and I can't wait to get those filmed for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. She's getting upset. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Davis clan by subscribing and hit the bell so you can be notified every time I make a new video on this channel. But besides that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time.